This year has been far from normal, and as a result, the Publican Awards has had to adapt and pivot to reflect the realities of the situations you all face. The judging has been conducted in the virtual world, as will the event on March the 30th, where we'll be bringing you all the fun awards, but in your own homes. The aim of the awards this year has been to reflect on the outstanding ways in which businesses have flexed and pivoted to survive the crisis. No matter what has been thrown at them, the companies that make up all our finalists have not just rolled with the punches, but have adapted and in some cases even thrived. These are companies that not only worked hard to look after their businesses, but also their teams and the communities they serve. When we decided to press on with the Publican Awards, despite the challenges we were all facing, we were keen to use this event as a platform to learn together from some of the great things our finalists have done. What better way than to pick up some great insight and tips from some of the best operators in the business. So we put together these videos, and I'd urge you all to share these with your teams and colleagues, and hopefully they can help spread some inspiration ahead of the reopening in a few weeks and months. Thanks once again for the continued support from our category partners, who despite their own challenges have enabled us to carry on running this event in the face of such a difficult market. So enjoy, learn and share, and I look forward to being able to get into your sites in person before too long.
Robinson's Brewery is a sixth-generation family business. We've been around for 182 years, around 240 tenanted pubs across the North West, North Wales and the Lake District. We're in the Puss in Boots today in Stockport. One of our multiple operators, the Ullman family, run this pub for us, or with us. So the evening the Prime Minister announced that we should avoid pubs, our exec team came together and we sat down for 2.5 hours, talked about what we did, and at the end of that we sent a letter via email to all our licensees announcing to them that we would cancel rent for the period that pubs were to be closed. Clearly there was a risk in doing that, there was a risk in announcing it for as long as we're closed, but we just felt that we needed to give our licensees the feeling of security that they knew we were there to support them through the period that pubs had to be closed, or at that stage avoided, and that we would all come through it together and come through it more strongly as a result. I think they hadn't expected us to announce it as quickly. They were extremely grateful for that support because it took probably their biggest, or one of their biggest worries straight off the table, and therefore allowed them a moment to pause and gather their thoughts about their businesses as they then begun to move forward. And what we then found subsequently was, of course, when pubs were closed through that period, they were able to refurbish, they were able to do things they hadn't done, but they were able to do it with the confidence that in the background we had their back and we were there to support them. And our objective was that all the licensees who came into the period of closure with us would be there to reopen their pubs at the end of it. The other concern that then came about for our licensees, of course, was beer destruction. It became a major talking topic within the industry. What would we do? How would we do it? We have our own tech services teams, and they went out to every pub individually, destroyed the beer for the licensee, and again took that issue away, and we refunded them the value of the beer that was destroyed. I think if we were to win the Best Leased and Tenanted Pub Award, it would be for the team such a commendation for everything they've done over the last 12 months, and indeed prior thereto in all of the work we've done building up to this point, and really for our licensees as well, a great award for them, a great accolade. And of course we believe we run a wonderful estate in the North West, and let's hope that might attract some great operators to come to talk to us as well.
So in terms of this pub, which is obviously one of our many tenanted operations, we immediately made a very quick and decisive decision, firstly to close the brewery, and then to make sure that all our licensees were charged no rent whatsoever during any of the period of lockdown. And obviously at the time this was a risk because none of us knew how long this would go on for, but that policy still stands today. We also used our technical service in-house team to help process and clear all the ullage from all the sellers and credit those accounts.
I think the most important thing for us was making sure the publicans felt secure, safe, and they knew what was going on. So pretty quickly we started to put together operating plans and signage packs and health and safety documentation, risk assessments, to make sure that the licensees didn't have to do all that sort of administrative burden that goes with COVID. I think we've run under 17 different versions of those health and safety different plans. We've had different tiers, we've had different rules thrown at us, but we've had to be fairly nimble, we've had to be quick. So we've speedily put those in place, and I think the licensees have really appreciated that. I've sort of said jokingly many times, I think we're more popular now they're closed than when we were operating. But anyway, we've got a pretty hardy bunch of licensees off the back of that, and they're keen to open and ready to go for it.
I think a lot of us and a lot of my fellow licensees really would like to take the opportunity to thank our landlord, Shepherd Neame, for the support, the ongoing support and the direction. It has really given us the financial stability to be here today and to look forward to reopening with confidence and a surety that we will be here for the future.
But I think winning this would be a reward for our licensees in some respect. They've been incredibly nimble, they've done an awful lot of work in the past year. I think the proudest thing is how they've reacted to this. They've supported their communities, they've done an awful lot of work. We've all got umpteen different examples of how they've shown the pubs off in the best light. We'd like to shine that light on our licensees, and we think they'd be worthy winners.
I mean, we've always prided ourselves on having great relationships with our licensees, and the feedback we've had this time has been amazing, and a lot of what they've achieved themselves during lockdown for their local communities has been fantastic.
We're in the Foresters Arms, which is in the heart of Bedford. Wells & Co are a private family-owned business based in Bedford. We have some managed pubs and 160 leased and tenanted pubs, and most recently a new brewery called Brewpoint, which we launched in September last year. When we first learned about lockdown, we were very clear that at the end of it we wanted all of our pub partners to come out of it saying collectively that they were pleased that they were in a Wells pub. My message to the team was that when we come out, I want to make sure that every single operator is still in their pubs, and I'm really proud to say that that did actually happen, and I think that's based on the support that we put together. We put together a support package which we felt was second to none to make sure that they were in the best possible place during a very, very difficult time. We announced that we were going to charge no rent, and then for our RDMs we put them through a number of different training courses to make sure that they could provide the best support to each of their partners based on their current scenario. So particularly we spent a lot of time on the mental health training, which over the course of some difficult months proved to be very supportive, helpful in the conversations that they were having. And then we financially provided a rent-free package throughout the whole of the summer and haven't returned to full rent since then. We've had nothing but continuous support. I've had a number of different letters of thanks, emails, and in a lot of the conversations our RDMs have had with their pub partners, they have asked that their vote of thanks is provided on record and that we all know about it. So I think it's been very well received. One area that we are really focused on is trying to understand the personalities who are running the pubs as well as their business. I think the more we can understand them, their individual, their personality, as well as their business, the more that they will open up and share what's going on within their business, and therefore we can provide the right support, whether that is emotionally running through the P&Ls at a granular basis, or on the marketing support, understanding who their customers are and how they should be communicating to their customer base. If we were to win this award, it would be a huge badge of honour to show that the work that we did throughout the whole of the business has been recognised as something that did make a difference in a very difficult time. So for everyone involved at Wells & Co, it would mean the world to us.
There's so many achievements that I'm proud of this year, but overall for me, I'm most proud of how we cemented our strong partnerships with our licensees. I mean, this year has been a really challenging one in so many ways, but it's a year that has brought people together, all in pursuit of one goal, which was to protect the industry that we all love and to protect the Great British Pub as well. And on top of that, if we ever needed an example that highlights the strength of the Tide model, then this is the year. We've offered outstanding support in pub partners. In fact, all pub companies have truly stepped up to support their licensees through this crisis. And I think in years to come, we'll look back at this moment and say that this was the year where we protected the livelihoods of so many licensees all across the country. And I think that's an amazing achievement that we can all be proud of. In my mind, Pub Partners deserves to win for our unwavering commitment to our licensees this year. We've anchored everything in 3 clear objectives: to keep pubs trading, protect our partners and strengthen our reputation. And the support we've offered has gone well beyond financial support. Yes, we provided rent concessions, offered product discounts, collected and replaced nearly 20,000 kegs from cellars, but we've also offered so much more than that, whether it's been free membership of the British Institute of Innkeeping, working closely with our licensees to ensure that their venues were COVID secure, and offering free mental health webinars for our partners. The support has been far-reaching, and we're delighted that in an independent survey, 85% of our licensees said they were happy with the COVID support that we provided, so we're delighted with that. One area that I think we can be really proud of in Pub Partners is the capability and the talent we have right across the team. You know, every day I'm inspired by the relentless focus that the team have on offering industry-leading support and setting a great example for others to follow. You can see that in how we've responded to COVID and the efforts that the team have gone to put our partners front and centre over the last 12 months. And that effort and focus is underpinned by a clear set of values, which has helped shape the way we do business in Pub Partners, across our teams and with our licensees as well. The team are working round the clock to prepare for April and May. We're really excited about reopening our doors. We're lucky in Greene King Pub Partners to have so many pubs with lots of outdoor space, so we'll look to open as many pubs as we can in April. And we'll continue to offer as much financial support as we can until restrictions are lifted. We've got some exciting initiatives and investments planned for the future, but for now it's all about ensuring our pubs are ready to reopen and that our partners are in the best position possible to welcome their customers back. And I cannot wait to enjoy a cold beer on the 12th of April. It's been long overdue.